not the I, but L-O. I'm not fluent in Spanish. G-A-N-E-L-O.
Well, G-A-M-E means give me.
Well, we can figure out the rest.
O means nothing. Oh, no, it does. It does mean what you said.
To come get it? Or something
Come
like
get, or give it to me.
Yeah, that. It's a song. I don't know. I just was trying to translate.
Can I have more dill? She walked into your truck. What the hell?
Down below.
No, we're not. You were supposed to do. You're supposed to do both back and front on that one side.
Why are you so rapping about that?
Because she's wild. She's a wild girl.
Despacito.
So back and right on the one side, back and front of me on the one side, and then we're gonna do a retouch on the other side.
I just ripped my glove. Should be fun. I didn't do that. I don't know who did that.
It don't matter. I like it.
It wasn't.
Oh, said it doesn't matter. She likes it.
It's a
saying, I'm
ghost.
not complaining. I love this.
It's a ghost. Dude, who did okay, can I actually have one glove? Because this one's ripped in half. My medium's ripped in half.
Let it go.
Through the isolation.
Are you gonna miss us? We only have like 3 weeks left.
It's crazy to think about that. Stop.
Isolation.
What
The singing's gonna stop.
Like, right? It's like changing dance partners again.
Oh yeah.
So it's like one of those like excited
Isn't it
nervous.
annoying to repeat the same thing over and over again?
Yeah, we get annoyed.
Do the same
It-
exact thing.
Well, yes and no.
Can we do
Because each class again, like conversations are a little different, so it goes a little different. So even when I'm giving the information, you know, some classes I have to repeat more, some classes I don't, some classes need more explanation in one area than another. But also, like, our curriculum has changed in the 15 years that I've been here. We have changed textbooks, we have changed online websites. The textbook went through a huge overhaul a couple years ago where they split it into the 2 books and changed the way a lot of the chapters were written. So we've changed what I've been teaching. So like my foundations, I used to teach different things. So like it has not been exactly the same for 15 years. When I first started, we basically did the entire textbook basically in foundations. It was 8 weeks of foundations. We were in the book, we did very little hands-on. Okay? And literally we would read the book together. Like we would go around, everybody would read a page or a chapter, we
Like
would read the book
state
together,
or country?
and I would say, start highlighting here, stop
In the
highlighting
US.
there. Do you know what I mean?
So
And that-
I
it was
would have
so
dropped
different.
out.
But it was
I
a
just
different
dropped
student then.
questions
You have to
and
realize, like, technology wasn't as big. 15 years ago, you guys don't realize, like, how much has changed in 15 years because of how young you guys are. Like, drastic. We used to have a projector, and so we had those
Alright, I'm not
transparencies
that
you
young.
could write on.
We had those too.
I know. But 15 years ago, you were what? 3. So yes, you were.
Ooh, that's
that
crazy.
young.
Yeah, we had those.
No, what I'm saying is, like,
Chill out.
we didn't have these options.
I was
This wasn't
I was
just
12.
15 years
Chill out
ago,
in the
we were 12.
comments.
Yeah.
Block
Right.
immediately.
So,
Why you block like YouTube for real?
so when I started, like, you didn't have the ability to, like, airdrop and everything. It was all
Baby wallet.
really a thing. So, we had like the projector, we wrote on the transparency. And then like the pull down screen.
Can I set this here for a second?
To a computer with projector, so at least I could project.
It's the dance territory.
Airplay, so I could only go to there on my iPad. And then they got the small computer.
Let's go.
So that now I have access to the internet. I can use my iPad to give me more variety. So like,
The other day, I think my
everything was written. So it's all workbooks and textbooks and everything was written. Then the website started coming out, and so at first we had
Occasionally, not like consistently.
Yeah, me either. Not that much no more as I used to.
Artist
Like,
So first it was called Artist Access, then we switched to Lady
Thank you.
and now there's SEMA. So I've had to change
Thank you.
the way I've taught many times.
okay, her
So it's
take
not
this
exactly
off.
the same.
I'll take mine off.
It's irritating.
It's always updated.
Domino.
And I try new things to keep things exciting. Like I said, the paint and sip, I've only done that twice.
That
You
was
guys are only
my.
the second class that I've done the paint and sip with it.
I was like,
Yeah. So the truth is, just in school, just like you guys in the salon, you have to keep learning, you have to keep changing, or you're gonna grow stagnant.
yeah, Jack, my face. There was one book.
Do you think it's just gel?
Alright, can I do the lips now?
It's really, it's.
I want at least a couple people done in the front. I've got 1, 2,
Sorry, I've been
Can I take
distracted
my
by
glove off when I'm done?
huh? We're going to the other side now.
We're doing roots now,
Yeah.
brothers.
Alright, I've got at least 4 people done, so I'm gonna have everybody pause for just one super quick second,
Can
just
I
to
have
make
more
sure you
gel?
can see what we're doing. Yep. You can come grab more gel before you start your second side.
How much do we have?
Usually I say to do 2 ounces on this side because you're just doing the retouch. Alright,
Well, it's not gonna be 0.
that's fine, there's only a little. Alright, everybody. When you're doing a retouch, you are also going to want to outline your sections. You can choose to outline at the beginning or at the end, doesn't matter. But it is going to help make sure that you get all those edges and you don't miss something. Because since we're not smearing it all through the ends, it is common during a retouch to miss a little bit of hair at the edges. Okay? Now, I want you to really, really imagination cap that there's only 1 inch. Like I could use my knuckle here. There's only 1 inch of outgrowth. We do not want to drag. We are not painting. You want to learn to set the product on with only a slight brush stroke, okay? So when I come in, I'm going to show it with the outline at the end. You are going to come in taking that thin piece. I'm going to do the same thing I did where I'm pressing on the top. And when I do the bottom, remember, I'm going to marry to the section underneath me, and then I'm going to flip it over. Because there's already gel here, I don't need to dip. I'm just going to flip it over, push that product on. Take another parting. This is why a color retouch can be as short as 10 minutes in the salon for a whole head. When I take this next piece, which is fully dry, you guys see that? I'm going to come in, marry the section. So remember, I got color on the section below me. You guys see that? But it also pushed through, so is there color on the top of the section too? I didn't have to apply to the top of the section because I'm taking thin enough partings and the hair above me is still wet. This is what's going to save you time so that you can be more efficient. So I don't need to dip on the next one, I just push the product up. Then when I take my next row, I dip and marry. So I'm setting product on the row below me again. Grab my next one, push the product up. It is going to get the front and back if I'm taking nice thin partings. Keep it to 1 inch on the scalp, but keep it to 1 inch. Be careful. If I pull hard, when I pull up, the product is going to go through. Can you see that product going through? If I pull it hard against the head, the product's going to seep through and it's going to be on hair I don't want it to be on. Keep it on the 1 inch. We don't want to cause breakage or lines of demarcation by getting permanent color in hair that is already colored or bleach in hair that is already bleached. Is this making sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so keep your retouch to 1 inch. After you finish the section and you drop it down, you want to go to the edges and just make sure that all of the edges are good, including the hairline. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So you just double check all the exterior before you go to the next section. How do you feel? Good. Do we feel good? All right, you may do your retouch on the opposite side. If you have finished your first side, you may do your retouch on the other side. I'll have you do a cross check of the whole head when you've got both done.
I don't have that.
Okay? We'll do our cross check when everything's done.
Oh. Oh, then
I need some more.
So once you finish one side, you're going to do just a retouch on the second side. When you run out of product, out, and you can get like 2 ounces should be more than enough to do the second side. I shouldn't say more than 2 ounces should be enough to do the other side. If some of your first 4 ounces made it into the second side, then you might have some left over if you get more. Get 2 full more. This is great, guys. Remember when you lift it up, don't pull hard, just tilt it. Okay. There you go. Because if you pull, it'll make it start to smear through. Yes, and then the product will seep up through and it'll be on hair you don't want it on. Cool? So never pull hard against the other hair. These look good. When you drop it, it's easy too, because you can just grab the ends and drop it and it will naturally keep air at the scalp. You don't have to sit there and go row by row because they're not all stuck together. Yes, please.
So we just put it on the scalp here at one thing.
Okay, was that a dip or a non-dip? Did you just dip it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you just dipped it, you wanna make sure to marry, so that means you're gonna touch the hair below you. So always make sure you have enough product that it sets onto the hair below you. Then on the next row, you don't have to dip. You can just push that product up a little. You see that? Next time dip, next time don't. Sound good? There you go. Now you got to see it close there. That kind of took over. Remember, scalp should be blue. If the scalp is not blue, you're probably not marrying those sections, making sure you're getting color on the head. That means they're going to have missed spots where hair doesn't all get fully colored. So what's going to happen tomorrow? We are going to be using real color in the afternoon, but in the morning, like I said, we're going to do a run through. So in one front section, you're going to do bowl and brush, base to ends, just like we did on the first side. And then in the other front section, you're going to use the bottle to go base to ends. And then in the afternoon, we'll do the same thing with real color. One with bowl and brush, one with bottle. Very cool. Remember, tomorrow's the day you don't want to wear shoes that you can't, like I will not be wearing my white, excuse me,
So what's on first?
yeah, something that you don't mind if little color drips on them. Realistically, guys, that is your life in the salon industry. There's going to be times where color and stuff drips. It happens. So your clothing, while we want to look nice, you're still going to want to be careful what you wear because you're going to be mad at yourself if you get color and stuff on some of your favorite items.
Do you guys teach shadow roots here?
If that needs it.
Like on the spot? You teach it?
What was that?
Like on the spot?
Yep, remember that the salon floor is a classroom. So if your customer wants something that you haven't learned yet and we feel that it's something you can learn in the spot, then you'll do it that day and you'll do it in the spot. So like I said, like facials, no, we're not gonna have you do a facial if you haven't taken facials yet. Because you haven't learned safety of skin, you haven't, you know, like you haven't done any of that yet.
Yeah.
But if you've already taken hair color and it's something that can be accomplished, again, it has to do with the salon floor too, so it's hard to say. Shadow root's pretty easy, that one wouldn't be hard, they'd probably have you do that one, because it's just a retouch that you lightly blend out usually.
Yeah.
But if it's like a balayage and it's your first day out and they haven't seen you do anything like that, then no, they may not have you do it.
Okay.
But
In front too?
yep, front too. But if you've been out on the floor for a while, they've seen you do some highlights, they've seen you do, you know, a lot of your color applications. A lot of times what they'll do is tell you, like, if you know you have someone who wants a balayage, if you haven't learned it with Julie yet, they'll say, you know, on a night where it's not as busy, let me know, we'll grab some cholesterol, we'll practice on the mannequin before a guest comes in.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yes, like, it's hard to say that you'll learn it on the spot. Every time it's very dependent on the situation and how difficult the task is.
Started talking to the pictures on the walls. Hanging there, John.
All these empty rooms.
God, I love this song.
I know, it's actually really cute. It's sad, but
thought my parents were going to the Bears Packers game this weekend, but they're not.
They're not.
No, they're going to in January.
They.
Not crazy.
Beautiful.
Put it in my phone.
And I think they have Twister tickets, so if I'm not invited, we're gonna have problems.
Do y'all have like smaller brushes? Like
No.
We
So,
do
like-
not have them here, but they do sell them. And brushes aren't super expensive, and again, because you can clean and disinfect if it is something you want, you can definitely purchase them. They make some that are like
Like a quarter
3/4
inch.
the size of that, and then they make some that are even skinnier. So there's like 2 other smaller